I'm the Vice President of Marketing and the Senior Marketing Officer at Berkshire Bank, America's most exciting bank, which is probably something that begs the question, what makes you so exciting? So I'm hoping that this case study will help us solve that question. But what I'd like to do is go through my slides, and if you have questions along the way, ask. It's a small group. I think dialogue is good. I'm hoping that I can share some best practices with you, and if we get to a point in my presentation where you have some questions or something to offer, please feel free to do that. It's, I would like to think, a very informal opportunity for us to talk as professionals. So what I'd like to do first is just share with you a little bit about what I'm going to be going over as the group. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our objective for our campaign, which is our Join the Excitement campaign. Some of the challenges that we faced on our side, which probably are not too unfamiliar to challenges that all of you have in your work. Our approach and how we created this approach that yielded some good results for us. Who our target audience was, a little bit about the launch, and then what happened on the other side of our campaign, and how we're using this data now to save money and create some best practices and efficiencies. So just to jump right in, our objective for our campaign was really centered around how do we create a communications and marketing launch that will help draw attention to our new website. Our partners, Bridgeline Digital, helped us build this amazing website, and we're very grateful to them for iApps and for Marketeer and all of the components that we needed to run a proper website. But now we had this great tool and we wanted people to use it. And that's really the catalyst for this campaign that we actually put into action. The objectives for us were, of course, raising awareness, positioning our brand, and driving people to our website. But really, there was a secondary element to our objective in creating the campaign that we put together, the Join the Excitement campaign. I really wanted to push my team to create evangelism, to use our resources more effectively. And as we moved into the social media, I wanted to make sure that we did this first entree in a way that reduced our risks. So if we're communicating by way of blog or Facebook or other things right off the bat, there's always an opportunity for people to talk negatively. Oh, I had a crappy time at that branch, so-and-so customer service didn't call me back. There's an opportunity for that. So I wanted to decrease that on the front end as we launched our website and help people just to focus on the site itself and, you know, have a good experience with us. So that was very important. So creating some evangelism, with I'll talk about in a few minutes, and then being very conscious of the risk. Some of the challenges we faced, and I saw it in the faces that you guys were displaying a few minutes ago, is having this brand position of being America's most exciting bank. People say, what does that mean? And what the heck should I care about? You know, you're excited. How are you going to make me excited? You know, what about me? What does that do for me, this brand position? And when I moved into this role as head of marketing, I had that challenge. It already existed. So what we want people to really understand is, you know, not just that we're excited and it's kind of a cool and funky brand position, but we wanted them to really take in that our excitement centers completely around helping our customers and our community with creating the kind of things that are exciting for them. Buying a home, starting a business, paying for college, paying off debt, those kinds of exciting times in our customers and our community's lives, not necessarily our institution in general. One of the things that we did early on was we did a benchmark study. Smart people ask the question, what is it that would make us exciting? What kinds of things do you like to see in your institution? And how many people actually know we called ourselves America's most exciting bank? And what were their thoughts? And one of the things we discovered here is that approximately 20% of our own customers knew that we used this brand position, but they didn't really understand it. And of our prospects, it was even a higher number, which did not surprise me. But it did tell me one thing. We weren't moving from a negative position into some kind of positive place. We were just had a blank piece of paper and some very good opportunities to build impressions. That was a good thing. For our 80,000 votes in 80-day campaign, our Join the Excitement program, there were some things that I wanted my team to include, must-haves when we were creating this program. Probably a lot of the kinds of things that you want in your programs. I wanted to make sure it supported our brand. Did it make sense for who we are? Did it promote awareness? Did it drive people to the website? Because that was, again, the thing we were trying to promote. Does it provide an engagement component? You know, something I was sharing earlier is that I think the current figure that I've heard was that we as consumers can take in as much as 8,000 messages, solicitations every day. That is an incredible volume of information that we're taking in. Walking past a billboard, listening to the radio, somebody sending us an email, a text, you know, you name it, TV, video, movies. We're constantly consuming information. And I really believe from what I've read in my own experience that we as individuals become experts at screening out things that don't matter to us. So-and-so's talking to me. I may or may not remember that conversation later unless I need to follow up with them, or there's somebody in my immediate circle. I'm not going to remember every single thing because I'm not going to put my mind and my attention around everything because I cannot do it as a person. So we knew that we had to have some kind of engagement, something that really caused our audience to actually want to participate. That is one of the biggest components of what I'm going to share. The other thing is that we wanted to capture email addresses because we were doing all the usual suspects, TV, radio, billboard, direct mail, but using an effective means to communicate electronically with an audience that was willing to receive our message was going to save us time, money, and help us be more efficient. And inside of our new website, we also have, with our IEPS, a marketeer program that helps us send out very nice, beautiful emails. So we wanted to use it. Also, we wanted to create evangelism, and the last two I've already talked to, but the evangelism piece. I had the great pleasure of working as a worker bee for Apple Computer at one point. And you know that they have an incredible following of people who are very faithful to them. How did that happen? Wasn't by accident. They created an environment and a culture of family, and they gave them a reason to rally together for their team, for their side. They gave them something to believe in. And that created the evangelism, which did what? They armed their people and supporters with information and a mission. And they took a hold of that mission, and they felt responsible for its success and went out and evangelized on their behalf. So we wanted that kind of culture as well. One more slide. We looked also with some of our research and to kind of get a good understanding of what if we incorporated a nonprofit focus into this launch and this campaign. How would that go over? Once again, remembering we wanted to have a lower risk, launching our website for awareness and creating a campaign that would do its best work. So we look here at this slide, and on the left-hand side, you'll see customers at 94% approval for, you know, companies giving back. We all like that, people being good corporate citizens. Non-customers as well, so very little risk. Doing the right thing pays off. Good for us. And then on the right side, that graph will show you that a lot of our customers were online users. Great, we have a new online tool for them. We want to give back to the community. Sounds like we're moving in the right direction. Don't worry about this overwhelming slide. I just want to talk to the top part, which has the target audience numbers. So here's one of the challenges I faced with my campaign. Usually we know who we want to talk to. It's a geographic market. It's people between this age and that age, people who use a certain product or service. But in this case, it was a very broad audience for us. We wanted lots of people to come to our website. How in the world are we going to do that? This is a big group. It includes customers, potential customers, employees, investors, competitors, regulators, community, and how do we engage the PR to work on our behalf? That was another challenge. So here's where we landed. I said, you know, there's really nothing new under the sun. Lots of people are doing things that make sense for them. We need to do something that makes sense for us. Every year our foundation gives over $1 million to nonprofits across our footprint, which for us is 3 states, New York, Massachusetts, and Vermont. But we normally decide, We normally have a committee of people according to guidelines who make those decisions. But what if we allowed people to decide for themselves? They're from the community. Why should this organization always get the money and not this organization? Maybe they have more supporters. Maybe they don't have a grant writer. Maybe they don't have the resources to do what they really want to do. And since funding was down, these organizations were more desperate than ever to get support. And I wanted to empower them. And so we said, let's do this. Let's let our own people and our own audience, whether they're customers or not, decide where they want to spend money in their community. And let's let them advocate our cause, and let's let them take it up. That's what we did. We created the Join the Excitement $20,000 grant giveaway. And all you had to do, and it doesn't have to be complex, is go onto our website, fill in the form, support, decide what nonprofit. They had to be a 501c3, and the organization with the most votes was going to get the award for grants across our 4 markets. We did very simple advertising, not a whole lot, and it was amazing. We sent a note to our folks. It was Friday the 13th, November, Friday the 13th. We sent a couple of emails. We were planning to launch it officially on Monday, and it was outrageous. Everybody was on the phone because they had a reason to do it. They had a cause. They felt engaged. They felt like, you know, I can't give my normal $150 contribution to the Humane Society, but I bet if I can rally my troops, we can win that $5,000, and that's even better. So they felt empowered, and we gave them something to take forward to their audience of influencers. So what they did was tweets, Facebooks, websites, emails, flyers. They created the evangelism for us. That was the engagement part. And I guess it's really cool when you go into Big Y to buy groceries and you have somebody handing you a flyer about your own program. Oh, here, did you see, the Humane Society is, trying to get this $5,000 grant. Would you please go onto our website, which will connect you to, Berkshire Bank to vote? It was awesome. I said, sure, no problem. So it's cool. So, and it was a win for us. I think as a marketer, and I've been doing this a very long time, I always navigate towards this one thing. What is the motivation of your program? Is it just to, push revenue? Which is okay, that's noble. But is there a component of what you're doing that's really going to create a genuine impact on your audience? That is a question, because at the end of the day, remember I said engagement, 8,000 messages a day. If you're not that message that makes sense or that they care about, screamed out.